As the world turns its attention to the Olympic Games in Tokyo, a tiny town in England is being credited with inspiring the decades-old competition. Ian Lee reports from London.
This little town in England has a big sporting history. It all started with the town's doctor, William Brooks, who worried residents were out of shape.
He said, what can we do? We can put on games and get people to get fit so they can compete in these games.
So in 1850, he created the Wenlock Olympian Games.
You can see there's a program here listing all the events over 1, 2, 3 days.
Back then, events were a bit different, with athletes racing penny-farthing bicycles.
There are hopes of another British win.
The games took off and inspired visiting Frenchman Baron Pierre de Coubertin.
He started his campaign to revive the modern Olympic movement.
The Wenlock Games even laid the foundation for winning medals as well as opening ceremonies.
We had a procession through the town. You couldn't take part in his games if you didn't take part in his procession.
In 2012, the London Olympics paid tribute to Brooks's vision with a torch relay through the town, even naming the mascot after Wenlock. With the Olympic flame now passed to Tokyo, spare a thought for the small-town doctor who changed history. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
The NFL is making its new COVID-19 policy clear. Any outbreak among unvaccinated players or staff members will forfeit that week's game and be credited as a loss if the game can't be rescheduled during the 18-week season. Now, that's according to a memo sent to all teams today. Also, if a game is postponed and cannot be rescheduled, players from both teams will not receive their scheduled salary. The memo also states that the team with the outbreak will be responsible for any additional expenses incurred by the opposing team. The league saw an increase in COVID-19 vaccination rates this week. All 32 NFL teams are now above the 50% vaccine threshold. And football is officially back with the Dallas Cowboys opening training camp in Oxnard, California. The Cowboys reported yesterday and we're on the practice field today. The Pittsburgh Steelers also reported early. Both teams will play in the Hall of Fame game 2 weeks from today on August 5th. And now some sad news from the NFL. New York Jets assistant Greg Knapp, a well-traveled NFL coach who worked with Peyton Manning and Pro Football Hall of Famer Steve Young over his 25-year career. He died today after injuries he sustained on Saturday after he was hit by a car while riding his bike in San Ramon, California. Knapp, known for his expertise with quarterbacks, was only days away from flying to New Jersey to begin his first season as the Jets' passing game specialist. Now to a scene no Phoenix Sun fan wants to see. The Milwaukee Bucks held their victory parade this afternoon. Thousands of people crammed into the streets of downtown Milwaukee to celebrate the Bucks and the city's first NBA championship in half a century. The Bucks defeated the Suns in 6 games.